Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we're live on iRacing for the Pagnian Imports Supercars Championship. It's the last iRacing series to take us out for the 2022 season. And to start us off, we're heading over to Phillip Island Circuit. Then round 2 will be at Sandown Oran Park Raceway for round 3. So we're heading to Winton for round 4 and to wrap it up at Mount Panorama Circuit. So a fantastic 5 weeks of supercar action on iRacing. Session tonight for Phillip Island Circuit. There's 10 minutes of practice. Weather conditions are mostly cloudy. There's 10 minutes qualifying, a race 40 minutes. We've capped the fuels at 47%, so we're going to need to see the drivers take 1 or 2 stops to be able to wrap up the race tonight. And then the series just concluded was on the Pagnian Imports Ferrari 488 Championship. We have Cameron Veacock become the series champion with a huge 641 points. And he wrapped up the series at Imola with a full clean sweep, qualifying pole, going on to take the win and taking the fastest lap bonus points. And we'll take a look over at the track. Track length is 4.41 kilometers. It's a wonderful, iconic track for the supercars, and we've got a huge field loading at the moment. So we'll jump trackside now and check out how they're going in the remaining half of the open practice. If you're joining us for the stream, jump in the chat, say hello. There's a whole bunch of sound effects controls down underneath as well. Do jump in, have some fun playing all the sorts of different effects that will be recorded over that stream. Cameron Jones, currently the quickest driver. He's just set a 128.5 and then brought the car in. And for our new viewers, if you haven't done so, hit that follow button. We do appreciate the support, and if you can help us in trying to climb to our next milestone of 300 followers. I think we're only about 24 followers away. I think just only a short span of nearly 12 months ago, we're probably eager to climb to our milestone of 200, so it's been fantastic. At the moment, 34 drivers loaded into the session. And we should have a whole bunch of debut drivers. Hey Sami and Mick, thanks for joining the stream. Some names I haven't seen for a little while as well. We just see our regular supercars drivers join the session. We have Ed Hayden debuting with us tonight. Brendan Meyer. I'm going to see some fantastic liveries out there, I'm sure as well. Simon Vella joining us tonight. An additional KFC Century Motorsports car out there. Adrian Simpson returning. That's rather interesting. He's got blacked out side windows and in the orange. That's pretty nifty. Hayden Sell returning to join us in the Supercars as well. So just under a minute left to open practice. Oh, that's quite the blink out for Sell. As is Adia. And Jaden debuting with us tonight. As is Daniel Boyd. Looks like we've got a couple of straight black cars out there as well. To Steph Piccoli. As open practice complete, session will be changing over into 10 minutes of qualifying. It's going to be pretty tight trying to get a well-positioned lap in. 34 cars on the grid. With it being a longer track, those lap times lasting out a bit longer. There's no room for error. If you do happen to get held up in a little bit of traffic, you're going to be struggling to try and get a qualifying lap. Tyson Hanmer. Tyson debuted with us in the Ferraris. He had a good run in the Ferraris and he's managed to stay on and take on the Supercar as well. Patterson in the Pornhub Scout car. So got oranged out windows too, that's pretty nifty. Not sure if that's some sort of glitch with trading paints or if it's so the other orange car out there that was similar, was partly splashed out on the windows. It's not the case for Haley's car. And first times coming through. Tyson Hanmer's got pole. 1:34. That's two KFC cars parting off left and right. The three drivers make their way through. We've got Mark Cochran. A lot of drivers getting times in. Very cautious laps out there for that first timed lap. That's 30 drivers getting time in. jump on board for a lap with one of our drivers in a moment. Jump on board. So just come down into turn 1. Hayden Sell's just taken pole on that lap as he's wrapped up. Turn 2. Very long left-hander. You can see him fighting that steering. So here's a crest that goes from quite a fair bit over the centre of the track. Oh, and he's just blinked out. I know what good one to jump on if we're going to be getting lag going on. And then the hairpin, high incident area. A lot of inside curb, and then swing that car straight back out, ready to come up to the hill over the long left. You lose a lot of visibility here. Lose your line, can't see any cars ahead as you're coming over. Not sure if that's Hately just ahead. It's fighting with a little bit of oversteer. No, Sami, little young Blake, and then we get the view down into the pits. He's practicing that pit entry. So we get the scenic detour. Sell. Looking pretty good with that time he set before. That was a 128.6. Next time is then Robbie Bradbury. Yeah, Sami Blake didn't get his PC in time. So we should see him jumping on board next week. Got all drivers getting a time on the board. I don't think Gallen has got one in yet. Showing us a time for the previous lap is a 139.9, but it doesn't appear to have actually come through. So it may have been invalidated. Cameron Jones just takes pole. There's 4 minutes left on the clock. Sell's still in the pits. Will we see him go out and try and take back that pole? Cart's currently 4th quickest. There's not much to shave off to move up a couple of spots in that top rung. There's only a few tenths separating 3rd to 5th. Is qualified in 8th. Some dramas for Brand. The car just wanting to keep sliding down that hill. Identical straight black Mustangs. That was Patterson and Meyer. The car turns around just in front of Patterson. That paint job's a little bit of a spill area, which is what's probably going on with those blacked out windscreens. Looks like Harvey's paint job's stretched out. That was dear, I think that had spun out. Newlands also in the pits. Seeing a nice slipstream coming down pit straight. This could be a pretty well timed lap for him. He's managed a 1:32. Looks like Steph on the outside, a little rattled, ran a tad wide. Bit of smoke going on. A lot of drivers parked up. There's just under a minute left to qualify. Cameron Jones holding pole. 1:28.4 is the time to beat. That was a 1:28.2. He's beat his own pole time and then brought the car straight back into the pits. So no time to be able to get another lap in for qualifying. 10 seconds remaining, and then it'll be final laps. We may have about a minute to allow for these final laps to be done, and then the session will be booted over into the race. Oh, that lap not going good for our car. Banks also parked up. Hey Jurassic Jam, thanks for joining us. All drivers getting a qualifying time in. 34 cars, split by 16.6 seconds. Was the first 33 is about 8 seconds. Coming in practicing. Not sure if there's too many still doing those last laps. I think Phil may have actually finished. I'm not sure if he's facing the wrong way, or if he's having some dramas. Yeah, he's practicing a race start by the looks of things. So we'll take a look at those qualifying results now. And the qualifying is complete. We have Cameron Jones taking pole position in the opening round for the Pagnian Imports Supercars Championship at Phillip Island Circuit. And then the rest of the group, we've got Hayden Sell, Blake Urquhart, Robbie Bradbury, Stephen Banks, Oliver Patterson, Michael Quain, Simon Vella, Ian Zhu, and Sam Tucker, our first 10. And then we've got Michael Schroeder, Stuart Crawford, Adrian Simpson, Travis Daly, Justin Haitley, Tyson Hammer, Jason Schooler, Damien Cross, Adam Jarecki, and Corey Brand, our next 10. Since we've got way too many names to be able to read all of them out, I'll be over and done with my voice before we even get into the session. It's just booted us over very quickly, so it's just muddled them up. So jump over, back ready for gridding. Drivers have a minute left to grid up. 34 cars to start. Three drivers to ready, waiting on Oliver Patterson and Adam Jarecki now. Also lead the lights go green for the first time in the series. One to go now. A few little blink outs going on for Hayden Selhoff, who's not having connection issues, and that could prove some issues in this first lap here. The old drivers are readied up now. So lights about to go green.
Green flag, green flag.
Away we go. Cameron Jones gets off to a fairly good start. Hayden Sells swamped by those KFC cars. A little bit of contact down towards the back. I think Josh Harvey is getting a little bit of rub and dropped a couple of positions. Like Pickley's got gone off track. Jones pulling away very nicely. Sell also managing to put a little bit of a gap on Urquhart. Yeah, I think it's pretty good to see a nice big field. I think Drecky's just gone for a spin. There's two cars. Oh, there's a car up on the side there. I think the car managed to get right. It's Justin Haitley. Go back and just see what was going on. There's already a car off. Car spun around. So it's required him to instantly tow. Belarkey. Yes, it'll be good. An extra one next week with you joining us. I'm good. Great to see you out on track. It's not too bad for a tiny little incident just on lap 2 so far. Ultimately just poor section of track to have gone off for where Haitley did. A little bit of battle going on. Almost 3 wide. That's Tucker, Quain and Vella. Wayne putting some big pressure on Vella. He's going to have to start looking to defend here. Coming the hairpin, he will dive for the corner. Positions along inside, but he's just cut through. He had a lot of speed to try and shave off. Risky opportunity, but it definitely could have paid off. It's taken some pressure off from Urquhart. It's bunching up here for Patterson and Quain. Simpson also feeling a bit of pressure. Oliver starting to probe some spots around the corners of Quain. Drivers pairing off here. Banks gets a nice move on cross. I'm not sure if he may have been moving over and abiding by a slowdown. So he moved over and dropped pace a fair bit. Another three drivers starting to bunch up here is Gallen, Boyd and Hayden. The car ahead. That's Meyer. Gets loose in the hairpin. I think Nathan Peters has just gone off track. Patterson's also for a spin, and Pickley as well. A fair few cars going off all in that same spot over the course of that run. It's like there's some debris there. We're now on lap 4. Cam Jones has led for those 4 laps. He's put 1.6 seconds over position 2, which is Hayden Sell. And keep pushing that margin out a little bit more. It's going to make things a lot more difficult for Sell to try and close that gap in. So yeah, a huge advantage over the main straight down pit straight. That big slipstream. This train here. This goes all the way from Crawford, Quain, Hammer and Patterson. I think Banks even right on the tail of Patterson. Quain trying to look for an open door around Crawford. He did move across on the line. Almost trying to pull a bit of a side draft. I think pulling out that little bit early is not gone to his favour. I think there's been contact with Urquhart and Zuba, the looks of it. The touch between Quain and Hammer as well. Seen Quain drop back a couple of positions. So many battles going on. It's looking nice and tidy. School has got some hefty scuffs up the left-hand side of that Commodore. Williams sitting straight in, Ewan's slipstream. Swings out, but he's on that inside line. He's going to have to try and take the track position. Otherwise he's going to risk understeering straight out off track. Jones has some lap traffic ahead. He's had a blisteringly quick lap, a previous lap of 29.7. He's now pushed out the race lead to 2.4 seconds. Sell's not going to be getting any slipstream advantage down that straight now. He's going to have to really try and close that gap in, especially before he starts seeing any back markers now shoved in between himself and Jones. Otherwise he's really going to have to try and make up for it in the pit stop. It could even be going down to a bit of fuel conserving. Last time in Supercars we did need to see the drivers take on 2 pit stops to get enough fuel to get the car home. We had lots of drivers running out of fuel in that final lap and even just in that last corner. Yeah, Mick, it could be a long race report. My little instant tracker at the moment is not picking up anything too nasty. Lots of little rubs, lots of single car incidents. Schroeder's been in and made his pit on lap 5, so maybe to tend to some damage. Idea coming in for pit now. Jones still pushing out that gap, 2.7 now. And Sell even pushing ahead of P3. That's Robbie Bradbury. He's got a full 5 seconds between himself and Bradbury. Bradbury even pushing away from Vella. OD has jumped out of the car. I'm not sure if he's retired. He's currently parked the car up in the pits. Drivers do have fast repairs. So any catastrophic damage isn't going to end the race for them. The worst case scenario will just be the lengthy tow back to pit lane. Got Boyd and Gallen facing off. Boyd did just get the run of Gallen, but Gallen's trying to take it back immediately. As he's looking for that opportunity, we've got Meyer and Hayden. Both too wide. Daly gets the run. Gallen's dropped back from Boyd. Who's now in Meyer's sights. Makes quick work of it. A little bit of understeer as he powers out. Got that car under control. Daly now looking to have a crack getting around Gallant. Five minutes and then we'll be at the halfway point. Crawford and Banks jerking it out for position 8. Crawford stays that inside line. He's got a good amount of pace and that's given him a fantastic run to try and have a go at Tucker as he makes approach to pit straight. Crawford's going to be in a fantastic spot, but he's already got out of that slipstream, and Banks is going to be tucked in right behind Tucker. He's almost going to be able to squeeze his teammate off on the inside. Banks be able to maintain that outside line. Banks has that extra momentum to then also nearly get Tucker. Tucker blocking the inside. Crawford passes Hanmer. Awesome slip going on. That's Oliver Patterson. Tony Phillips and Damien Cross made a bit of contact at the hairpin. Well, that was going on. Banks managed to get around Tucker. Banks managing to move up a few positions over the course of that lap. So now sees him in P7. A couple of seconds away from Urquhart. Looks like a few scrapes going on with Urquhart. Not sure if that car may not be showing full pace at the moment. So on lap 11. Looks like we're getting a bit more sunshine coming out on track. These conditions are mostly cloudy, but we do have an ongoing weather variation, so we can see some change in the weather. Steph's dropped back a little bit. She did just pit in. She's currently on lap 9. Lead lap is lap 12. So she has dropped back a bit. Hately looking to try and recover a fair few positions after the tow on lap 2. After that car got stuck on the side of the track. And our race lead is still Cameron Jones. Fair few cars coming into pit now. Phillips and Cross both coming in at the same time. It's likely they took some damage from the contact with the hairpin. Cell's coming in for fuel. Jones stays out on track. So now I've got Century Motorsports cars for P1, P2 and P3. Interesting to see where Cell comes out from this stop. Because he's the first of the race leaders to come in and take on the fuel. Leading Apex car, I think maybe Mark Cochran. From 31, he's been in a pit. Trophy's just come and taken on the fuel. So we're looking at about 18 seconds to 20 seconds for the fuel stop. Be longer if they're taking on tyres. Be more than enough to get through the race on a set of tyres. Robbie Bradbury now moves into the lead. He stays out on track as Jones comes into the pits. So he needs to make sure he comes out ahead of Cell. Cell entered back in the race in position 10. Was trailing by about 7 seconds before pit entry. Jones is back out on track. Very similar pit stops, 19.6 seconds for Jones, 19.5 for Cell. He's still about 7 seconds gap to the journey. In and out of pits gone well. I'm sure, I think that may have been Cochran that's just gone off track, moving aside under the blue flag. Ross again are currently P6. It's looking with the drivers coming in, grabbing fuel. Probably going to be getting about 20-25 minutes worth of fuel. Bradbury now in pit lane, as is Vela. Jones resumes race lead. We're on lap 15, he's led for 14 laps. With Robbie Bradbury taking the race lead for a lap once Jones came into the pits. Schroeder and Phillips in the shake on. Not sure if there's also some lapping traffic in amongst that. I don't believe it is. They are all racing for position here. We'll cross up ahead. There's only a few seconds, 2 seconds separating 24th through to 27th. They've all got that pit out of the way. Schroeder has huge pace coming into the apex. There's a crisscross going on at the hairpin. Hayden was starting to get a little closer to Newens, but I think Newens managed to pull away in that last sector. Got Tucker and Zoo fighting for P10. Contact between Banks and Gander. May have caused a little bit of a slip for Gander. Just drop back down into position 7. Jones still leading the way and really pushed that gap out. 9.2 seconds now. 13 minutes left on the clock. He's had a fantastic race. No one's been able to keep up with him. Fantastic view it is at the island. Tucker fighting it with Hammer. A little error by Hammer cost him some pace. You can see that rear right tyre locking for Tucker as he's coming down the hill into that hairpin. Being thrown at the car. So some marbling on the track by the looks of it. A lot of rear wheel slip for Tanma. He's going to position along in the hairpin. Oh, touch. Rubbing at the hairpin. Hammer really seems to be dropping pace at the moment. He's now got Schooler coming up. Not sure if Hammer's car may be skating a little bit. retired out once he went in and stopped in the pits. Take a quick look at the standings with 10 minutes to go. So we do have Jaden O'Deer in position 34. He's retired from the session. Seth Pickley, position 33. She's dealing with a bit of front end damage on the car as well. Shane Patterson, P32. It's Pickley just staying off track for these guys. Peters, P31. Bunching up here and racing for position, but they are a couple laps down from the race lead. Justin Haley in P30. Mark Cochran, 29th. Schroeder's in the pit, so he is 28th. He sees Buckland move up into position 27th. Josh Harvey, P26. Tries to go for a crisscross on Tony Phillips. And then understeered straight out of the hairpin. Not sure if Harvey may be dealing with a wounded car either. Harvey, P26, Phillips, P25. Came across 24th. Trying to close in on Jarecki ahead. Looks like he's got one of the lap cars trying to get around him as well. And Jarecki, 23rd. Russell Gander, 22nd. Corey Brand, 21. And just ahead, John Gallen in P20. Myers in 19th. Just ahead of him is Daniel Boyd. Conditions are clouding over again. Just seems to be maintaining track temperature to 26 degrees if he's changing weather conditions. Boyd's 18th, Shane Newens up ahead in position 17. So the drivers still only a couple of seconds away from each other. So a couple of cars just parked up in the pits. Schroeder's parked the car, he's got a lengthy time showing. At Hayden, P16. Enzu, 15th. Travis Daly's P14. Schooler is 13th. Right on the tail of Tyson Hammer in position 12. Sam Tucker's just right in front in position 11. These guys have all been battling it out for a majority of the race as well. That balance for Hammer was slightly off once he got on the anchors coming down the hill, but then Tucker also got unsettled coming through the corner. So I could see Schooler capitalise and make a move on both of them. Some touch between Simon Vella, Nathan Peters. Vella's P4. Position 10, we got Adrian Simpson, Michael Quain, P9. Stuart Crawford's in 8th. Oliver Patterson up in 7th. Burkhart P5. Banks P4. There's a train of KFCs now. Bradbury P3. Hayden Sell P2. Race lead remains Cameron Jones. Lap 23 is led for 22. He has a 13.3 second lead. I think he's just coming up to lap Meyer at the moment. That's position 24. So lapped 10 cars. There's no stopping Jones tonight. Just seen Ewan's probing that inside line to get around Hayden. All these cars missing all their side paint jobs. There's been a lot of door-to-door rubbing going on. Schroeder still parked up, not sure where he's had to duck away, if he maybe even just deciding to spot for a friend or not. That's seen him drop down into P33. Two minutes 20 to go. There's only a couple of laps left to the race. All dramas for Sell. He's just towed the car at the moment too. Oh, he's killed the gearbox. Under braking, I think he's downshifted it. I'm going to jump on board. So pause it. Yeah, I think that was a gear shift. I think we get updated. No, we don't get current data for it. So he's killed that gearbox. It's now towing in the final laps. Tell having a great running position too. Yeah, we may get a few little interruptions. We got a storm flying around us at the moment. Just noticed we got a little connection interruption here. Jones now lapping Jarecki. It's a white flag. He's now out. Cameron Jones now on final lap. He's got nearly a 20-second lead on the race. With Hayden Sells blown gearbox. Sees Robbie Bradbury move up into position 2. Stephen Banks position 3. Right behind is Urquhart. If he wants to try and get that spot on the podium, he's going to have to do something over these next few corners. There's not many opportunities left. Last corner's up ahead for Jones. What a run for the opening round. Checkered flag out, flash of the lights. Jones is happy with himself. 27 laps at Phillip Island and takes the checkered flag. He led for 26 of those laps. What a run for Jones. Bradbury on the podium, P2. Banks put a decent enough gap over Urquhart, securing that spot on the podium. It's a Century Motorsports podium, even through to P5. It looks like with Urquhart taking 4th. And Vella P5. KFC cars dominate round 1. And Oliver Patterson takes position 6, Crawford 7th. Quain brings it home 8th. Schooler done in 10th. We saw Simpson in 9th. Very close finishes in the end. For only a matter of a second separating a lot of the drivers. Not even that between Hayden and Boyd. Even Newen's coming up in 15th. So there'll be ample burnouts going on at the moment. I think Allen may have crossed the line. Australia's going to be smoking it up. Bradbury's destroyed his car. The amount of contact showing on this now. Bradbury's going to do some doughies in the paddock instead. Jones just impressed with his run. Not even a burnout for us to catch there. So we'll take a look at those standings now. There we have it, 27 laps at Phillip Island. Cameron Jones takes the victory. On the podium is Robbie Bradbury in position 2 and Stephen Banks in position 3. Then the rest of our standings is Blake Urquhart, Simon Vella, Oliver Patterson, Stuart Crawford, Michael Quain, Adrian Simpson, Jason Schooler, Ian Zhu, Tyson Hanmer, Ed Hayden, Daniel Boyd, Shane Newen, Sam Tucker, Corey Brand, Russell Gander, Travis Daly and John Gallen, our first 20. Well done to all our other drivers, taking us through to position 34. Just the one retirement, so looking pretty good. Let's see if our drivers are waiting for us. In chat, they're too busy having some fun destroying what's left of their cars. Still hear burnouts going on. See you guys too excited to get their team podium to jump over into the chat. Doesn't look like they have managed to forget to come through, so we will just wrap that up. That is the opening round for the Pagnian Supercars Championship. What a fantastic start to the series. It's going to be a very exciting series to see over the next 4 weeks, taking us all the way through to Bathurst and then wrapping up our 2022 season. And we've got Sandown International Motor Raceway next week for round 2, so that will be a good one to watch if you haven't done so yet. And our drivers have jumped over, so we will cross back over to them. They did just remember. And congrats guys for what you forgot about me.
No, mate, we're just having family.
I never forget.
Yeah, congrats. Century Motorsports podium to start off.
Yeah, couldn't ask for any more there. Not too sure what happened to Hayden. If he dropped out or he, blown an engine or something, but he stopped it at the sweeper there.
Yeah, it looked like he blew the motor.
Looked like he ran out of fuel. I do motor.
Yeah,
I didn't see any smoke, but yeah, okay.
Yeah,
He popped
under
the motor.
Brakes, yeah, downshifted and then she went.
Yeah, right. That explains it. Yeah, because when I came around there, he was just sitting there.
Yeah, it's pretty bad with only a couple laps left to go.
Yeah,
we
right.
got pretty lucky there, to be honest.
There he is, he's in the chat. He said he blew his engine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I had a pretty quiet race till about the pits, and then Simon was catching me a bit, and then it looked like we were going to have a crack of finish, but he got tangled in a bit of lap traffic that put him back. But lucky enough, Banksy was there to get the third and still get the team 1, 2, 3. But yeah, Jonesy's in another class compared to us today around there.
Yeah, no one was touching him tonight.
Nah,
flying
he's
for a 20-second lead over the race and only just swapped the lead with you.
Yeah, no,
Just when he went in to grab some fuel.
He's
Yeah,
another,
definitely.
another level. That's for sure.
Yeah, that was a fantastic run. There was some good driving going on out there, and good to see you guys got even all the way through to P5. This is,
Yeah, that was
Merck, P4
fantastic.
and Simon
Top
at
five,
P5, so yeah, well done.
Yeah, me and Oak were lucky to actually get back
Yeah.
I think, to where we were, because I followed Oak and we both went off up towards Lukey. And yeah, I think we dropped back to about 13th or something around there.
Yeah, big recovery.
And yeah, it was looking like a long night ahead, and yeah, thankfully it just kept working out. And then yeah, unlucky for Simon, because to be honest, he should have been here instead of me. But yeah, he unfortunately got caught up in that lap traffic. But anyway, we'll take the top 5. That's fantastic for the team.
Good outcome. Looks like we'll be in for a good show for the series.
Yeah, I think so. 34 tonight, so I'd say I'd looking at probably minimum 30 for the rest of the series. So she's going to be action pack.
Yep, it is. And look pretty tidy, and scheme it all for 34 cars. So hopefully it'll be a good tidy series as well.
Yeah, no, it was good fun racing out there. Actually, it seemed pretty tidy. There's a few incidents as you get, but no, overall it seemed pretty tidy, which allowed for some good racing, some good battles.
Yeah, it sure was.
Yeah.
Congrats, guys,
Anyway.
and good luck with taking it on all next week. It's going to be another good race, being at Sandown as well.
Yeah, that'll be busy.
Yeah.
See this many numbers at Sandown, it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
It'd be chaos. It'd be fun though.
Will.
Alright, cheers JT.
Yep, no worries.
Cheers, JT.
Thanks, guys. We managed to catch them in the end, so we'll be wrapping up now. So yes, we head to Sandown for next week at round 2. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing this many cars, if not more, battle it out around the very tight and yet fast Sandown. So do hit that follow button if you haven't done so yet, so you can be notified when we go live. So we've even got more V8 action starting this Thursday night on Project Cars 2. So that'll be at 7:45 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. So don't miss that. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing those guys battle it out. And of course, hopefully, definitely see you again next Monday night for the Mustang versus ZB Commodore. So thanks for tuning in tonight. Hope to see you trackside next time.